What's going on, YouTube family? It's your boy Aydian here. It is toast time. It is December 28th, Wednesday. It's 3:25 Pacific time right now. Our entire place is totally empty and all packed up and ready for our move-in. We actually just went to World Market and we're getting rid of this couch that we've had for about 3 years. We're getting a much smaller one that's gonna fit a lot better in the space we're gonna be in, so that's exciting. I don't think we've ever bought like a real piece of furniture fresh and brand new, right? Mm-hmm. No, always been Craigslist or hand-me-downs or something like that, so it's cool to like get your own thing, you know? Get your own stuff, it's nice. Feels good. Really quick before I start the topic of this video, I wanted to tell you all about something I'm very excited about. If you live in the New England area, I want you to go pick this up. This is the Rainbow Times, the LGBT magazine for the New England area, not like New England, like USA New England. And I'm very excited about this. On page 18, so page 18, ready? Boom! 0.5cc printed ad. Very excited about this. Super stoked. You should go and pick up a copy to see the ad and to read the awesome articles inside. I work closely with the people at the Rainbow Times. They are awesome, awesome people, really trying to help out 0.5cc and Point of Pride. Alright, sorry about that interruption, although it didn't feel like an interruption to you guys. I just had Benson come over really quick. So, I'm trying to find a nice little spot for you to go, and we can have a nice, good old conversation. So, oddly enough, my bathroom is like the best place for me to have this conversation with you guys. Sorry that the angle's a little not the best, coming from below instead of from above like normal. I guess I could hang you guys up here, which could kind of be fun, but would it be a little redunculous is the next question. We could have the conversation like this, and my toilet bowl right there. So instead of that angle, let's go with the good old generic, straight on, somewhat MySpace profile angle. So I just kind of wanted to share with you guys a little story that occurred, and just like talking about coming out, when to come out, and the difference between coming out and privacy. So I think we can all agree that there's certain times that coming out could be really great for educational reasons, for kind of defying, or rather not defying, but yeah, I guess defying what people think trans looks like or is supposed to look like, as well as if you're trying to get more intimate with somebody or more personal, coming out could be really good. Coming out could also give other people opportunities to come out or open up their mind to maybe their own gender expression. So there's some really great times to coming out, but I also just want to say that there's also this like period of time that you don't want to come out. And not because you want to be stealth, or not even because you just don't want to expose yourself, but just because of privacy. Because sometimes you don't want to shake someone's hand and say, "Hi, my name is Dowling, I'm transgender, I was born a female," right? I think this comes out with a lot for us, because sometimes friends will out us, family members will out us, people will be known as, "Oh, that's Aydian, my trans friend," instead of just Aydian, my friend, right? And so there's this fine line between coming out because you're trying to educate someone and just wanting to keep privacy. Just being like, hey, I just didn't feel like coming out at that time was necessarily something I wanted to share, which is okay too. This is where it sparked this all. I went to the bank and I shared this on Snapchat. I've been a little low-key on my Snapchat the last few days because I'm moving. As you can see, everything is naked. Okay, there you're gonna fall. So it sparked my mind because I went to the bank and I cashed a check for 0.5cc, and I handed it to the check lady, and I was like, "Oh, I don't have my card, but can you just deposit this? I don't need to know my information, I just need the money deposited into the bank." So it says 0.5cc, and the I mean, she was just trying to make conversation, but she was like, oh, 0.5 cc. Oh, first she asked, is this a business or personal? And I said, a business. And she said, okay. And then I handed her my ID, and she was able to look it up and be like, okay, I can deposit this. And then she said, what's 0.5 cc mean? She's reading this. She's like, what's 0.5 cc mean anyway? You know, just to kill time. She's trying to be nice, really. You know, here I am, and I'm like, oh, really? Do I really have to, like, explain that 0.5 cc is the amount of hormones and the average amount of hormones that someone who decides to take hormone replacement therapy would do to keep up their female to male transition? I didn't feel like saying all that. But I did anyway, so I just was like, oh, 0.5 cc, it's a clothing line for transgender people and their supporters. She was like, oh, okay, so that's what the CC means? And I was like, well, actually, 0.5 cc is the average amount of hormones that somebody who decides to take hormone replacement therapy would take to uphold their female to male physical transition. So I had to say all that. And it's like, you know, sometimes I don't want to say all this. Sometimes I don't want my bank teller to know that I'm trans. And it's not that, like, I don't want anyone to know. It's just like, that's something really personal, especially in today's world. Even telling someone you're gay or lesbian or bisexual, those are personal things. Like, when we talk about sexuality, you're talking about who you like to go to bed with. So when you go up to someone and say, yeah, I'm gay, you're automatically talking about sex and your attraction to other people. A sexual attraction, right? Relationships, all that type of stuff. And so when you come out as transgender, I mean, what do people automatically think? Down there. I don't necessarily want to go to my bank teller and be like, hi, my name is Aydian Dowling. I'm depositing a check into my business bank account. BTW, I'm transgender, which means I was born a female and now identify as male. It's like, sometimes I don't want to spiel all that. Sometimes I just want to be like, hey, here's my account. Can you please put it in there? Thanks. And, you know, I could have easily been like, oh, it's just a business name. I just have a clothing company and that's just the business name. I just picked it out. I could do that. But I'd rather say that I am trans and explain than just say that, because I could just say that, but I don't know, I was talking to my friend, you know, Stealth, I don't like to name him, but I was talking to my other friend, and he was saying the same thing. He's like, it's not so much that I care if people know that I'm trans, it's just like, it's a private thing. Like, I don't want you to find out from Joe down the block that I'm trans. I want you to hear it from me. I don't want it to be like, I mean, that's like a private thing. It's a privacy thing. So yeah, there's great times to come out and be educated and educate people and to open and enlighten people. But then there's this also time where it's like, hey, like, this is my private life and I don't have to share that information with you. And also, I don't want you to hear about my private life from other people's mouths. It should be heard from my mouth, not from other people's mouth. I wanted to kind of spark this thought, you know, and think about, like, how many times have you guys had to feel like, how many times have you shared that you were transgender or gay, lesbian, bisexual, anything underneath that spectrum, when you really felt like it was more like a privacy thing than anything else? You weren't educating someone, it was more like, damn, like, I have to tell this person more about me than I even know about them, right? So, because when you say you're transgender, I mean, you're automatically, like, you know a lot of personal things about me, right? Or at least you wonder, you know, you're thinking about a lot of personal things, how I grew up, who am I dating, what's in my pants, how do I have sex? I mean, you're thinking all these things, which are very private things. At what point have you guys ever had to kind of battle that line of like, listen, like, coming out as trans or gay or lesbian here, I'm not educating anybody, they're just being nosy, right? And at what point are you, like, kind of being, like, rude by not responding, right? I mean, we all can not respond. I definitely say that we can do that. You know, you guys know what I'm talking about. That in-between time of like, damn, like, I don't really feel like telling this person all my private life, but I also don't feel like lying about it, but I also don't feel like telling them, but I also don't want to look like the only person who's not sharing something, right? So I feel like there's this fine line, you know, like when to come out, when not to come out. When is it an educational thing? When is it just like my own privacy? Like, I just don't feel like divulging that information to you right now. End of day. It has something to do with education or being an advocate. It's just, I'm trying to deposit a check. I want to know from you guys, like, what, you know, share your stories below, comment below. When have you had to kind of ride that line? Or when did you feel like you know what, like, I don't want to tell you my birth name. Why should I have to tell you my birth name when I just want you to call me by the name that I have now and I go by now? You know, like, because sometimes on employees you have to write your birth name or any previous name, and it's like, why do I have to divulge such private information for no reason, except for just somebody's entertainment or being nosy, you know? So I just, you know, I had this, I don't want these videos to be very long, because I'm doing a lot of things, so they're not going to be long this week, but I wanted to get this video up because this just happened to me yesterday, or the day before yesterday, and I thought to myself, like, man, like, not why did I do that, but I really had to divulge this information to them? You know, I felt like it was more like, man, like, that's the 29th million person I've had to come out to, like, in passing, and I just shared so much about my life with them, and I don't even know this. I don't even know the woman's name. I just thought it was interesting. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you've been in any situations yourself. Share your stories below. I want to hear them. Otherwise, as you can see, the movie's going really well. I do my best to get a video up on Friday, but that's like one of the big days of moving, so we will see. Keep my fingers crossed. Either way, I will definitely get a video to you this weekend. You can guarantee that. And thank you guys for sticking with me this week. I know it's been a little hectic, but I really appreciate your love and support and all the well wishes on Snapchat on the move. It's been awesome talking to you guys on Snapchat. I try to answer a couple a day. Honestly, sometimes I just answer like dozens at a time because I'm just like bored and taking up time, or honestly I'm distracting myself from something I probably should be doing, but it's really fun, so I do appreciate all the snaps I've been getting. Thanks for following, guys. Hit that like button if you like this topic. Share it if you think that it's something that could be shared and we should all be talking more about the difference between education and privacy, and when it's okay to ask questions and when you probably shouldn't, or when you feel you can divulge information and when you feel you shouldn't, and if you don't want to, what's a really nice proper way to go about doing that without coming off as like rude. And yeah, that's it. Alright guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.